Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived a princess named Sophia. Sophia was a kind and gentle soul, loved by all who knew her. She had a heart of gold, and her smile could light up a room. But Sophia had a secret. She had a fierce temper, and when she got angry, she became a force to be reckoned with. As a child, Sophia had learned to hide her anger, to suppress it deep down inside. She didn't want to be seen as unprincess-like, or worse, unworthy of her royal title. So she put on a mask of sweetness and obedience, and no one ever suspected the fury that lay beneath. But as she grew older, Sophia's anger grew stronger. She felt trapped in the castle, suffocated by the expectations placed upon her. She longed to break free, to ride horses and wield swords like the men did. But her parents, the king and queen, would never allow it. One day, Sophia's parents announced that they had arranged for her to marry a prince from a neighboring kingdom. Sophia was devastated. She had always dreamed of marrying for love, not convenience. She felt like she was being sold off, like a prize horse at auction. As the wedding preparations began, Sophia's anger grew. She felt like she was being trapped and her parents weren't listening to her. She tried to reason with them, but they wouldn't budge. They just patted her hand and told her to be a good girl. Finally, the day of the wedding arrived. Sophia put on her dress and walked down the aisle, her heart heavy with sorrow. But as she reached the altar, she saw the prince waiting for her, smirking at her like he owned her. That was the final straw. Sophia's anger boiled over and she let out a fierce cry. She ripped off her veil, threw her bouquet in the prince's face, and stormed out of the castle. The kingdom was shocked. No one had ever seen the sweet princess so furious before. Sophia's parents were at a loss for what to do. They tried to calm her down, but she refused to listen. In the end, Sophia ran away from the kingdom, determined to make her own destiny. She traveled the world, using her anger to fuel her passions. She became a fierce warrior, a brilliant scientist, and a leader of her own making. She fought in battles and won. She discovered new lands and charted new seas. She became a legend in her own time, a hero to many. And though she never forgot her royal upbringing, Sophia never went back to the kingdom. She was too busy forging her own path and living life on her own terms. The furious princess had found her true calling, and she was unstoppable. Years later, Sophia's parents realized their mistake. They had underestimated their daughter's strength and courage. They sent messengers to find her, to beg her to come back and rule the kingdom alongside them. But Sophia refused. She was too busy living her own life, too busy being her own person. She sent back a message, a simple phrase that summed up her new philosophy. "I am not a princess. I am a warrior." And with that, Sophia rode off into the sunset, her sword at her side and her heart full of joy. She knew that she would never be trapped again, that she would always be free to be herself. The furious princess had found her true calling, and she was unstoppable.